So the big question is this keto thing just a fad? And you can start questioning because of all of the fad diets that you've looked at over the last 10 years. Think about this. We've seen the Atkins diet come and go, macrobiotics, the zone diet, the cabbage soup diet, the grapefruit diet. You've probably heard of the South Beach diet or paleo or the alkaline diet or Mediterranean diet or the raw food diet, and the list just goes on and on and on. So really, is keto just the same thing, right? And some of this, when we think of all of these diets that are fads, we think about it from the premise like everybody should be doing the same thing. And in my mind, that's just not true. And I can go back to what Hippocrates told us about 2,600 years ago, is that one man's food is another man's poison. And that's just as true today. You see, we shouldn't all be doing the exact same thing from a dietary perspective, and we shouldn't all be eating the same foods because we have different genetic backgrounds, we have a different DNA makeup, we live in different climates, which will give us different weather patterns, we have different health issues, we have different stress levels. I mean, there's so much that goes in to what we should eat. So is one diet what we're really looking for? Now, and with keto also, because I lecture on keto often for myself in my practice and also as a national educator for Dr. Mercola. And when I'm doing these lectures for keto, I will ask people to raise their hands if they've been on or are currently on the keto diet. And then I'll always ask the question, well, how many people have had some challenges with keto where you didn't get the same results as everybody else? You haven't lost that 40 pounds. You don't have the boundless energy. And you know what? There's a percentage of people that go on keto and just don't have success. So is that a part of the proof that this is just really another fad? Because some people excel and some people fail. Well, here's the thing though. Keto is really not a fad. And really anybody who holds any weight as far as how good of a nutritionist they really are, that has worked with individuals to help with weight loss or blood sugar regulation or helping to create a healthy anti-inflammatory effect, they're always looking at helping to regulate blood sugar, to keep the carbs low to the point where it's not creating this extensive raise in glucose and insulin. So outside of that, that's been used for literally decades. It's not that keto isn't new, keto isn't a fad. Maybe the word ketosis or keto is something we haven't used for generations. And yes, there is some deeper research on it now tied into keto, but it's something we've used for generations. You see, the individuality is the big part because you have to make keto right for you. And that's one of the problems because not everybody should be eating bacon and cream cheese all day on their keto diet because it has to be addressed for you as an individual, for your genetic background, for your DNA makeup, for the climate that you live in, for your stress levels, for your health challenges. It's got to be customized and right for you. But yes, absolutely keto works as long as it's customized for you. And beyond that, there could be some troubleshooting to address, but really at the beginning, the customization of keto is the key for you. And a little bit more about keto as it goes back in history from a medical perspective. You see, the keto diet itself was initially designed to help with children with epilepsy. It could also be used for adults, but it was designed for children. And it goes back to the 1920s when it was used as a treatment for epilepsy. And due to this medical treatment is really usually only considered when medications weren't working, and then they would move into this dietary aspect, which we now refer to as keto. So you see, the ketogenic diet has been an established treatment option for children to control epilepsy, and adults would also benefit as well. So you can now see and understand that this goes back not just a few decades tied into helping people with regulating blood sugar and losing weight. This goes back nearly 100 years to address epilepsy for children and adults. And then the other question is, how does this really work? And you see, typically your brain runs on about 100 grams of glucose per day. So when your liver isn't able to pump out sufficient glucose for this requirement, it starts to produce these ketone bodies, which are basically little fat droplets that your body and your brain can use for energy. So once you start eating a little bit lower carbohydrate and actually eating a low to moderate protein source and a little bit higher amount of fat, your body starts to produce more of the ketones for energy, again, not only for your body, but also for your brain. And this process to go from manufacturing 0 ketones to about 70% of your energy coming from ketones generally takes about a three-week process to really get your body up to speed, to really be producing enough ketones to really thoroughly enjoy the ketogenic diet and all of its benefits. And just remember, when your body doesn't have the carbohydrates to burn for fuel, for your body and for your brain, over time, you will begin to look for an alternate fuel source, and that's where your body produces the ketones, what we refer to as the ketogenic diet. And to understand, ketosis produces ketone bodies, which are produced from a breakdown of fats in your liver, those little fat drops that I'm talking about. And when your body calls on fat stores to supply energy, you lose weight. So that's one of the keys to this as well, because your body is using your stored fat to actually help produce the ketones, thus the weight loss. Now also, when you limit your carbohydrate intake, this is, and to be very candid, this is not a no-carb diet, because that's not what I would consider healthy either. But when you limit your carbohydrate intake, your body needs to look for an alternate fuel source, calling on the body to convert its supply of fat to glucose through the process of what we refer to as ketosis, as is what's achieved on a ketogenic diet. So this ketosis produces the ketone bodies, and they're produced from a breakdown, again, from fats in the liver. So when your body calls on the fat stores to supply energy, once again, your body loses weight. And the key to making keto real for you is the customization. And that's what we do with Depketosis. We have an assessment to allow you to understand the customized keto plan that would be right for you. Regardless of which plan, and we refer to them as a slow, mixed, or fast keto, all 3 plans help you push into the ketosis and producing these ketone bodies to help you burn fat for fuel. But I want you to think, what if you did keto and it's completely customized and right for you? That's what you're going to achieve, and that's what you're going to enjoy with the Depketosis program. And maybe the big question is, what if I don't customize it? What if I just follow keto? Well then, honestly, it's really just a crapshoot. You're just hoping that you're eating the right protein sources, the right carb sources, and the right fat sources to balance your body in the best way possible. And why would you just want to roll the dice and have that crapshoot when you could actually be so much more secure that this is customized for you? So I welcome you into the Depketosis program.